On to debate number 2. The RG Kar Hospital of Kolkata, where 31-year-old doctor was subjected to unspeakable brutality, witnessed mayhem at midnight. An unidentified mob barged into the hospital, resorting to vandalism. Stage set up by protesters was damaged. CCTV cameras installed in the emergency department destroyed. Bengal Governor C.V. Anandabose visited the hospital to take stock of the situation and assured doctors that action will be ensured. A blame game has erupted over the violence at the RG Kar Hospital. Questions are being raised as to how an apolitical crowd, quote-unquote, ended up destroying CCTVs. The emergency building as well was attacked, and most significantly, the area that was being used to stage dharnas was also targeted. BJP blames TMC goons for infiltrating crowds, while TMC points fingers at the left.
जिस तरीके की रात के लगभग 1:30 बजे 2 से 2,500 गुंडे मेडिकल कॉलेज के अंदर घुस के तोड़फोड़ किया, डॉक्टरों को मारा, नर्सों को रेप करने की हुमकी उधर दिया गया, रेप करने की धमकी दी गई और पुलिस चुपचाप बैठी रही। पुलिस खुद जाके बाथरूम में छुप गई। पूरी तरीके से दर्शाता है कि ममता बनर्जी हैज फेल्ड टू मेंटेन द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर।
যারা এই তাণ্ডব করেছে তারা কিন্তু ছাত্র আন্দোলনের সাথে এই আরজি করের ছাত্র আন্দোলনের সাথে যুক্ত নয়, তারা আউটসাইডার। আমার যতদূর মনে হয়, আমি যতটুকু ভিডিও দেখতে পেয়েছি, কারো হাতে ন্যাশনাল ফ্ল্যাগ, তারা হচ্ছে বিজেপি, আর কারো হাতে ডিওয়াইএফ এর সাদা লাল ফ্ল্যাগ।
Amidst the outrage over the Kolkata horror, the Prime Minister also spoke on crime against women during his Independence Day speech and called for exemplary punishment.
एक समाज के नाते हमें गंभीरता से सोचना होगा कि हमारी माताओं, बहनों, बेटियों के प्रति जो अत्याचार हो रहे हैं, उसके प्रति देश का आक्रोश है, जन सामान्य का आक्रोश है। इस आक्रोश को मैं महसूस कर रहा हूं। इसको देश को, समाज को, हमारी राज्य सरकारों को गंभीरता से लेना होगा। महिलाओं के विरुद्ध अपराधों की जल्द से जल्द जांच हो, राक्षसी कृत्य करने वालों को जल्द से जल्द कड़ी सजा हो, वो समाज में विश्वास पैदा करने के लिए जरूरी है।
Now, while the Prime Minister didn't name a particular state or incident, but opposition leaders assumed that it was meant for Mamta Banerjee's dispensation and accused the Prime Minister of being selective.
देखिए, कोई बर्दाश्त नहीं कर रहा है। राहुल जी ने भी उस पर ट्वीट किया है, मैंने उस ट्वीट को एंडोर्स भी किया है, बट खाली वेस्ट बंगाल को क्यों देखते हो भाई? ये तो हर स्टेट पे हो रहा है और हर स्टेट में इसकी निंदा करो और हर स्टेट पे इस पे कार्रवाई करो। खाली एक स्टेट पे करने से आप देश को अच्छा संदेश नहीं दे रहे हो।
इस तरह की घटना किसी भी स्टेट में हो वो दुखद है। घटनाएं तो पूरे प्रदेश में होती हैं, देश में होती हैं। प्रधानमंत्री आप हो ना, आपके लिए तो पूरा देश एक समान है। तो आपने बिहार की घटनाओं का जिक्र क्यों नहीं किया? गुजरात की घटनाओं का जिक्र क्यों नहीं किया? उत्तर प्रदेश में जो घटित हो रहा है उसकी घटनाओं का जिक्र क्यों नहीं किया? पश्चिम बंगाल, आप राजनीतिक रोटी सेकने के लिए इस तरह की बातें करते नजर आते हैं। वैसे सख्त से सख्त कानून पहले से हैं, लेकिन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं होता, क्योंकि लगातार रेपिस्टों को पैरोल पे पैरोल, पैरोल पे पैरोल कौन दे रहा है? नरेंद्र मोदी दे रहे हैं, और बहुत सारे रेपिस्टों को तो छोड़ चुके हैं।
Meanwhile, TMC and Congress are also at loggerheads over the rape and murder. After Rahul Gandhi slammed the attempt to save accused and said that it raises serious questions on the hospital and local administration, he also called for serious discussion on the continuously increasing crime against women from Hathras to Unnao and from Kathua to Kolkata. Reacting to this, TMC Saket Gokhale saw heights of irony in Rahul's post and said that the Congress had given a ticket to Lal Singh, who had backed Kathua rapists.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more on this, let's go across to our guest, Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of BJP, as well as Abhijit Iyer Mitra, senior fellow of IPCS, continue to be with us, as well as Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst. But joining us on this debate are Shatabdi Das, convener and organizer of Reclaim the Night. Anirban Banerjee is with us. He's a political analyst, leans, of course, towards the TMC, as well as Subrat Mukherjee, political analyst as well. Let me start with you first, Anirban Banerjee. You know, it's absolutely unthinkable. I have not heard of a situation where those protesting against a brutal sexual violence crime such as this, have been treated in such a horrendous fashion. Where in a country, I mean, this is Mahatma Gandhi's land, where peaceful protest is something that we have contributed to the entire world's narrative and discourse. Peaceful protesters being attacked past midnight, thousands of them barging in, breaking the entire, emergency area as well as a protest site. It's absolutely unthinkable. What on earth is going on, Anirban?
First of all, let me be very clear about it that the participants in the Reclaim the Night movement yesterday night, I was also one of them. I'm very, very sure, I'm more than sure that none of those people were involved in the attack in RG Hospital last night. These people who actually attacked the emergency room and the rest of the place in the hospital were not really part of the movement. They must have been goons who just took advantage of the movement, used it as their cover to do whatever they wanted to, whether they had ulterior motives or not. That is for the police to find out, and some of them have already been caught. The rest of them will be caught as well, I'm very sure. But the Reclaim the Night movement is completely different from this attack, these goons who attacked the hospital, and please let us not confuse the two.
No, certainly not. But Anirban, the question is, there was a planned movement such as Reclaim the Night. If there was an incident of, some amount of pushing or shoving of chairs at another location, why was there not enough police deployment? And you have the police commissioner today blaming the media for coverage for this kind of event taking place. What's going on?
The Reclaim the Night movement happened peacefully all over the state. There were hardly any incidents anywhere else. But as I said, there were goons, there were some miscreants who took advantage of the particular movement, the particular gathering that was near Shambajar Road, that is close to the RG Hospital, and they simply used it as a guard, as a cover for their misdeeds. So,
well, it speaks volumes for the shambles of the law and order situation that the state government, finds itself in, and incident after the incident raising serious questions about the competence of the government when it comes to such issues, and the police in particular. Tuhin Sinha, it was just a movement of Reclaim the Night. Do not confuse it with those who actually attack the protesters. The two are completely unconnected. Your response to what Anirban is saying?
Madhav, on your show day before yesterday on 13th August, you would recall that I had asserted the only reason why Mamata Banerjee wanted to delay the CBI takeover was to destroy evidence. And yesterday night's episode only confirms that. There can't be a bigger proof of that. Imagine in the middle of the night, 100 odd people packed in a truck come over there and destroy every possible evidence. But what is most shocking over here is the police nexus. I think the role of Vineet Goyal, the Commissioner of Police of Kolkata, needs to be investigated. I was appalled by the tenor in which he blames social media outrage for what Kolkata saw last night. But it seems that Vineet Goyal has been an old associate of Mamata Banerjee who has similarly goofed up another rape probe in the Kamduni case. So I think that now it seems to be a much, much more sinister plan of Mamata Banerjee than what we had anticipated 2 days back. And clearly, she knows something which you and I don't, which she has tried to hide through the series of goof-ups, through the series of lapses in the last 8 days.
Right. So there's an attempt to cover up over there. Let me bring in Shatabdi Das, who's a convener and organizer of Reclaim the Night. Shatabdi Das, what do you have to say about this kind of commentary? The police, of course, refusing to take responsibility. There have been questions as far as the probe is concerned. But what's shocking is the police saying that because there were questions asked of the police, when it came to the investigation, this is the result. What really happened, Shatabdi Das? Help us understand what transpired.
So what do you want to comment me on? The police's comment, which comment of Vineet Goyal?
No, where he's saying that the media coverage where the police was questioned is the result of which we have seen last night. And also there are those saying that don't connect it to Reclaim the Night. This is a separate movement. Goons were in. What exactly happened last night? And where was the administrative failure in this?
Okay, there is a lot of buzzing sound, but from what I can get from you is that there are two parts of your question. Whether I don't know, it is the first time I am facing such kind of a question. Why people are any way relating it to this vandalism that happened in Artikar and this mass movement that took huge shape throughout the world. These two things are extreme, totally different affairs. I don't know. Perhaps the advantage of all the citizens of the city being busy that night in this program, the reclaiming of the night program, perhaps some people took advantage of this situation. That is it. And apart from that, from our convener's part, we can say that ours is, we do not call ourselves apolitical when we are conversing with the state. In this case, in this particular case, we are conversing with the state, with the Ministry of West Bengal itself. And when we are conversing with the state, we cannot call our movement apolitical, but we are certainly non-partisan. We do not entertain any. We have not entertained any political party on our stage in any of the in most of the venues, not on the stage, and in most of the venues, not even in the gathering.
No, that's okay.
So,
the point is, if miscreants have misused your platform, or as a result of the actions of your platform have led to this kind of situation, it does raise some very, very serious questions. But let me put that question across to Subrat Mukherjee. Subrat Mukherjee, today you have a situation where you're even engaging, even fighting with your own alliance partner, the Congress. We've seen statements coming from the TMC, leave alone the BJP, leave alone the civil society members who are outraged. You are not even sparing your own alliance partner, the Congress, where all they have said is that, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, as a leader of opposition, when he says something, perhaps your political leaders should take it seriously. Instead, you're now lambasting Rahul Gandhi, talking about the track record when it comes to Kathua. Somewhere or the other, it seems that you've lost the plot.
Well, the first thing is bad news is the news, good news is never the news. And the state government took immediate action, and that is not being noted at all, that the accused was arrested within a very short period of time, which is very rare in India.
1 second,
and
sir.
coming
Are you
to the
aware
other
of what the
point,
High Court
if
said?
you really look to the track record of
if it was such a wonderful investigation, why did the High Court transfer it to the CBI?
I know.
What are you saying on national television?
The High Court judgments had been partisan.
High Court is also partisan.
In many other states, the same situations come. Of course.
Mr. Mukherjee, I would urge you.
And there are many times.
I would urge you. Sir, the High Court is wrong. Your opposition parties are wrong. Your alliance partners are wrong. The police is right, and Mamata Banerjee and TMC is right. Everyone else is wrong. What kind of an argument is this, sir?
Look,
when anybody shows a mirror to the state government, they are all wrong. Or if they are protesting in RG-Kar, they will be thrashed in the middle of the night. What is the message going on?
You me to speak, or just a minute. Or the message is very clear. It's a sinister move to discredit a government which is doing its best to preserve law and order. And have you ever seen the overcrowding of the public hospitals? Have you looked to the constraints under which they work?
Okay.
So
thrashing the emergency, breaking it down is to clear the emergency. Let's just clear out the emergency because there's so much crowd there. Let's just break it down so that it's so easy for people to enter. What kind of logic are you giving us, Mr. Mukherjee, on national television? This is absolutely shameful. You transfer the principal and give him another plum posting within less than 4 hours instead of taking action on that individual. Where the family says there's more than one person, that angle is not investigated, which the High Court has also acknowledged. There are a number of questions as to why the police has taken so much time. While Mamata Banerjee calls it one of the best police forces of the world, there are very serious questions about the kind of investigation that has taken place. Let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, if you hear Mr. Subrat Mukherjee, if you listen to Mamata Banerjee, you'll wonder that whether this is Scotland Yard or the Kolkata police that is being spoken about. But here you have a High Court which has taken note and serious note of the lapses, and that's why it said that the CBI must probe this. Yet, there's an absolute refusal to acknowledge what has happened.
But why is that surprising, Madhav? You look at everything leading up to this case. The principal, the director of this RG-Kar, it turns out, is a fellow with a long record of crookedness. He was presiding over dissections of bodies which did not have the family's permission to be dissected. He has been removed from that post at least 3 times before, and every time miraculously he makes a comeback. Even this time he was not removed. He was posted as director of another medical college. After all of this has happened on his watch. He did not have money. See, the doctors are legitimately asking for security. He did not even allocate enough money for one guard per floor or video cameras. Fine, you don't have money for guards. Do you know how much a remote access security camera costs today, Madhav? It is less than 3,000 rupees on Amazon. He did not even have the money, apparently. This is his management skill to install remote access security cameras on every floor. Right. See, what is the point of asking security when you have such incompetent managers? You look at the police chief. Are you seeing what the victim's family's lawyer has said in the Supreme Court today? They are accusing this man of a serial botching. And do you know what the Kamduni case is, Madhav? This girl, poor thing, she was raped by 8 men who, after raping her, tore her in half from her privates right up to her navel. She was literally split in half. And those people walked because of the incompetence of this fellow Vineet Goyal. This is the same Vineet Goyal. We are looking at videos today of goons being trucked in. He knew there was a protest there happening, and he didn't even know that goons were being trucked in, or was he the one trucking the goons in?
There's been social media. There's been complete breakdown. There's been complete breakdown, Anirban. When the family is called and told it's suicide, when until noon, when such an incident takes place late night, until noon the next day, they don't even know about it. They try and hush up the matter. There are a series of things, and notwithstanding what I just mentioned, there are a series of questions. In fact, I'm just going to quote what the High Court has said, Anirban. And in fact, you would also know this. The High Court has noted that on or after August 9, 2024, prima facie, there's been no significant progress as till date. State police have not arrested any other person who may be allegedly involved in the commission of the offence. And if that's not bad enough, then you go and beat up the protesters in the middle of the night. What's happening, Anirban?
First of all, regarding the Kolkata police investigation not being enough or not being competent enough, the Kolkata police got 4 days of time. Let's consider that was too much time given to them. They could not do anything. But on the other hand, when the CBI is brought in, they are given 21 days of time to put in the preliminary report, not complete the investigation. They get 21 days versus the 4 days of the Kolkata police. So if this is what you call justice, then I'm not going to comment on it. But regarding the Kolkata police investigation, what the CC yesterday said was that there have been many rumors and fake news going the rounds. That was what he was angry about. That nobody has actually seen the post-mortem report except for the doctors, the police and the family members. But everybody on social media and even the mainstream media seems to be the Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watsons of today. Everybody seems to have gone through the post-mortem report.
Well, I will only say this, sir, that in today's day and age, if the Kolkata police does not how to counter social media propaganda, then they certainly need to take a quick lesson in how to do so. And there are, it's their own incompetence that's allowed such rumors to actually proliferate without actually countering it effectively. Let me bring in Tehseen on that point. Tehseen, the point over here is this, blame social media, blame the opposition, and even blame the Congress party. Now, the latest is, it's Rahul Gandhi who's being hypocritical because of his stand as far as Lal Singh is concerned. He talks about Kathua to Kolkata, but then you go and give a ticket to Lal Singh. That's the criticism coming from TMC. Please respond to them.
Madhav, in the land of West Bengal, where Rabindranath Tagore ji wrote, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, all of us collectively as a nation put our heads down and bow our heads in shame. Where on Tryst with Destiny, long years ago, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said, at a stroke of midnight when the world sleeps, India shall awaken. At midnight when women were reclaiming the street, TMC goons came out and disturbed a rally on the eve of Independence Day. Mamata Banerjee should be held responsible, just like the Manipur Chief Minister is responsible for what's happening in Manipur, just like Adityanath ji is responsible for Uttar Pradesh. Mamata Banerjee cannot get away. What has happened is shameful. The Kolkata police are bullying people, and I have tweeted to them, stop bullying people, stop being bullies, and the questions that need to be asked. Why is only one person arrested when it's a clear case of gang rape? Number 2, why was the principal reinstated in 4 hours? And number 3, why is evidence continuously being destructed by allowing construction close by? None of these questions are being answered by TMC or their spokespersons.
Respond to that, Mr. Mukherjee. Respond to that.
Madhav, in the land of West Bengal, where Rabindranath Tagore ji wrote, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, all of us collectively as a nation put our heads down and bow our heads in shame. Where on Tryst with Destiny, long years ago, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said, at a stroke of midnight when the world sleeps, India shall awaken. At midnight when women were reclaiming the street, TMC goons came out and disturbed a rally on the eve of Independence Day. Mamata Banerjee should be held responsible, just like the Manipur Chief Minister is responsible for Uttar Pradesh. Mamata Banerjee cannot get away. What has happened is shameful. The Kolkata police are bullying people, and I have tweeted to them, stop bullying people, stop being bullies, and the questions that need to be asked. Why is only one person arrested when it's a clear case of gang rape? Number 2, why is evidence continuously being destruc
Well, one is innocent till proved guilty, and what are these charges are all wild charges, and whether the rape was performed by one or many is questionable. You see, the first principle law is that no innocent man should be arrested or tortured, and that principle is
Who is asking
followed.
you to torture anyone? You are beating up protesters. You are not investigating the case properly. The woman has been brutalized from her privates to her eyes to her hands to different part of the body are bleeding, and you are saying that no innocent should be tortured. Where is the investigation? Where is the urgency? The entire youth of the country, doctors of the country are sitting in protest. They've even those who called off the protest are back on protest because of the kind of brutality that has been seen in Kolkata, which is unbelievable. It is absolutely shocking, and sitting in denial is certainly not going to solve this problem. Subrat Mukherjee, I'll have to leave it there. Anirban Banerjee, Tehseen Poonawala, Shatabdi Das, Abhijit Iyer Mitra and Tuhin Sinha. The entire nation is watching. Shocker after shocker coming in from Kolkata. High time some amount of administrative and political responsibility is taken, because this kind of brutality is something the entire nation is not going to forget. Leave alone the people of Kolkata or the people of West Bengal. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.